Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Sorry for the wait in between videos. It has been pretty crazy over here in my household, but I'm finally getting back into the swing of things. And I thought I would start off with a pretty simple video, just a continuation of my Zelda and Elden Ring set of videos, or Zelden Ring, as one of my friends commented on the last video. Today I thought I would take a stab at redesigning Ganondorf in the style of Elden Ring. I'm pretty proud of the design and how it came out. I think you guys will like it too. It's very safe, I'd say, for what Ganondorf's potential in Elden Ring could be. And if you guys think you can make a better design, I'd fully invite you to do so. I'd love to see them. Tag me in the video or the post, and I'll take a look at it, maybe even react to it on the channel. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. So first off, I started with a pretty basic outline for Ganondorf. I had this old, as you can see, Spider-Man 2099 sketch sitting around that was used in a drawing a while back, but I used the outline to quickly get muscular people. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I am technically like an amateur artist. I don't have a lot of professional training. I'm working on it, but you know, everything's not where it needs to be just yet. That being said, my anatomy here is a little wonky, but I pulled up a couple references here. I'm doing a Ganondorf by way of Star Scourge Radahn, kind of a combo between the two, and you can see I brought up some references from the most recent Zeldas, as well as Star Scourge Radahn's design, as well as Promised Consort Radahn. I have a few ideas here with like scars on his face, keeping his biceps bare so you can see how big and strong he is. A little bit more of a Roman toga design, as well as the like centurion skirt towards the bottom. I don't end up using the toga, but I do end up using a little bit of the battle skirt idea, so a little sneak peek for what comes later. His hair kind of started out as a Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time look, very short and spiky, but I actually really like the longer hair from, Hyrule Warriors, Skyward Sword's Demise, and most recently Tears of the Kingdom's True Demon King. Now, roughing out the armor, I stayed pretty close to the style that Radahn has, with just like a red cape, but instead of, Radahn has a lot of lion imagery, Ganondorf's very much connected with boars and pigs, so I decided to use designs looking like his alternate pig Ganon form, with some inverted triforces, looking like the demonic pig is like eating it. The design on his head is pretty similar to, the gems featured on other Ganondorfs, with just a little bit of artistic liberty with more beads rather than like a crown. And yeah, I really like where this design ended up. You can see there's some furs there. I don't know what it is, but whenever an armor has furs attached to it, it just skyrockets in quality for me. Like, I will always cite the Faram armor in Dark Souls 2 and 3 as like the best armor design ever. It's just so simple but so fantastic. Getting back to my own design, you can see I put some like pig skins on his shoulders as like pauldrons. He's got like the skulls of pigs and their fur, with some Gerudo jewelry and Gerudo armor lifted there as well towards the bottom. Yeah, this looks a little bit more like the Hyrule Warriors and Twilight Princess, but then I decided to scrap those and put some more fur on his bracers with some like leather attached to it, and it's much more similar to Radahn there with a little bit less furs. You can see Radahn has like his whole radius of his arm filled. But we're coming up on the end of the sketching period, just sketching out a little bit of design. I will say, I didn't go as in-depth on this one as I did my Link design. The Link design was something that just came so easily, whereas Ganondorf, I took a while on this guy. I have 5 or 6 just unused designs. But any antagonist is never complete without his weapon, and I decided to go with a sword for Ganondorf. He's commonly seen with a sword in Twilight Princess and Tears of the Kingdom and in Hyrule Warriors. This one I decided to take a little bit more design cues from his sword he uses in the, I think, Space World 2001 demo. That's completely wrong, but a demo where he appeared fighting Link, looking like his Ocarina of Time incarnation, but with a massive sword with like the Executioner curved end. I don't know if that's really Executioner. I just know that it looks similar to the Executioner swords from like Dark Souls and Elden Ring. But you can see some more pig imagery, and I wanted to model it also after the Star Scourge great swords from Elden Ring. And so you'll see coming up, I don't think I brought in reference for it, at least not in the actual canvas. I might have had it on my phone on the side. But the Star Scourge greatswords have this nice little curves on the bottom with a bit more design on the blade, showing the like gravity magic symbols that Elden Ring uses. So I decided to design my own thing for Ganondorf based on a couple things from Zelda. You'll see the mouth design there is looking like the imprisoned from Skyward Sword, which I ended up scrapping and going towards this, where I put the mouth on the sword that Demise uses in Skyward Sword with an inverted Triforce on it to, hit home that he's the bad guy. And then a little bit of the Hylian royal crest there, because I do want to tie it back into Zelda. And then just through the inking process here, we just go over that sword. The sword was looking a little squart, so I lengthened it out just so it would look a little bit more realistic next to Ganondorf and look like something big and imposing. I really like the colors here, the black and gold contrasting with the upcoming red design. It's just a lot of fun. The sword is probably what I'm most proud of from this project. I don't think it's as inspired as my Master Sword one was, but it's definitely a really good design that I'm really happy with. And I tried gold, but then I thought that red was ultimately the best option. Gold was what I think Radahn's great swords have, and so I was trying to lean a little bit more into the inspiration, but then I wanted it to be a little bit more original, so there's that. A little glowing aura to make you really recognize that this guy's evil. Yeah, but this sword is a lot of fun. And then here I had this is what took probably the most time. I had this sketch of Ganondorf sitting for a couple months, but I just could not find a pose that I really liked. And at the end of the day, I just decided that I was more proud of the design and wanted to show that off rather than show off any poses that I was really proud of. So I just went with this imposing look, and I'll change it up a little bit to incorporate the sword, but this is pretty much the final pose set, you could call it. While this is roughing out, a little bit of explanation for what's upcoming. Again, I'm sorry for the lack of content for these past couple of months. Work and life has been pretty crazy. I mentioned before, but I'll mention it again. This is not my full-time job, obviously, and so I have to prioritize that and my family, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of and stuff. And then, after work, I'm just exhausted, and so it takes a lot of motivation for me to even draw something that is just fun. So I apologize again that took so long. My next video that I have planned, I'll kind of talk about towards the end, but I do have something planned that I'm actually really excited to do. I think my problem last time was I had a video idea that would have been cool-ish, but it wasn't something I was super excited to do. That being Kratos in Monster Hunter. It had a lot of potential, and I might go back to it one day, but as of right now, it's kind of on the back burner, and the design wasn't really my favorite. So, but here you can see this is where I decided to put in the sword, and I tried a couple things, putting it right in front of him with his arm, but I couldn't make the arm look right, so I decided to extend it, put out his sword, keep it pretty simple. He's looking a little crazed in his face. I liked the idea of like a maniac Ganondorf, like laughing in his deep voice and like chanting in his fight. I do only go through Ganondorf in this video. If there's enough people saying they want it, I might do a Beast Ganon video. That would take me a little harder. I'm not super read up on my creature design skills, but it would be something that I would like to do eventually. You can see in a little bit of the design there that I have a bit of design from Din from Skyward Sword. Her symbols on the bottom, some inverted triforces, and just a lot of swirlies. The swirlies kind of reminded me more of Wind Waker Ganondorf, which I really do love the more simplistic design that Ganondorf has in that, where he's very regal. But my favorite has always been the battle armor Ganondorf from Twilight Princess. He's just so cool. I took some color swatches from Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf, which was his most recent appearance in the Zelda series, because I wanted to make sure I got an accurate skin color and I wasn't doing anything that could look wrong or offensive or anything like that, because that's not what I want to do. But then I kept the other colors pretty close to a mix between Ganondorf and Radahn. You see the armor is a very muted gold, whereas the furs and the hair is flaming red, which is part of Radahn as well, which is one of the reasons I thought Ganondorf and Radahn would be such a good mix. I can't remember fully, but there is a Twitter user I used to follow called Star Scourge Demise, and I think they did a Demise as if he was Star Scourge Radahn. It's been a while. It was like way back when I was super active on Twitter, but I like deleted the app like a year ago, so that might not be the most accurate information. But yeah, we're kind of coming up on the end of the colors here, just figuring out shadows and like weathering and making sure the fur doesn't look just like flat. I kept his pants like a brownish canvas, like burlap type thing, but he's got like a leather skirt under his red battle skirt. I liked the wrappings on his hands and making them look like they were leather, but also look like they were bandages as well, to show you that he's been fighting and working hard. But a lot of this here is detail work, so you won't probably see it as well in the YouTube video, but I'll do my best to see what I can do to get it to come across. I'm not a professional, as shown very, very evidently in these videos, so I might need to end up getting a new video processor soon. I'm just using Adobe Premiere, I believe it's called right now. So, and here we go with the shadows. So the design and the colors itself are done at this point, so you can get a good look. We'll have a little bit of a highlight reel at the end, like I always do. I couldn't get the colors to work at all, so I decided to do like a rim lighting, and I ended up with this really cool red kind of sun design, and I love it. So this is the completed piece. There's Ganondorf. I'm really proud of him. He's really imposing and really kind of fills you with dread. I really liked the way that this drawing went. Like I said, it took me a little to get into it, but once I had found something that I was happy with, I really connected with it, and then we were cooking with gas. So anyways, that's Ganondorf. We'll have a few more highlights coming up here, but yeah, that's the end. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll have another video hopefully out before the end of the year. I will tell you now, it's going to be another Zelda mashup video. I am going to move on a little bit from Elden Ring. I may do Zelda later. I've seen versions of Zelda done where she's like a mix between her and Melania, and I think that's just fantastic. So I kind of want to leave that where it is. But if you guys want to see my version of a Zelda in Elden Ring, let me know. I'll give it a try. But my next video will be what would Link look like if he were in the world of Monster Hunter. So look forward to that. But thank you so much, guys. You're great. Have a great rest of your night or day or whatever time it is. Goodbye.